Welcome to another Cardano update. So in this video, I want to compare this move that's happening right now to the move that happened in the previous cycle. Now, I know I've already talked about this many times, but I believe this is very important, and I believe you need to understand what happened here in order to be able to understand what might happen next in this cycle. I've already talked about how similar the structure right here looks to the structure that we have right now. I don't want to go too much in depth in that, so I'm just gonna try to quickly explain it. So first, in the previous cycle, we went up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup to form a first wave move to the upside. Then we went down into a second wave move down. During that time, when we went up in the first wave move, as you can see, when we started it, we were below the bull market support band. Then we got above it. We stayed above it until we got this cross right here on the bull market support band, and the green line went below the red line. And then after that, the price started dropping, and it continued dropping until we got another cross right here. And of course, yes, the green line went above the red line right here, but that did not mean that the low of the second wave move down was actually in. And we still got more lower lows. And as you can see, we were very close to invalidating the first wave move to the upside right here. So the invalidation zone was at 2.7 cents and we got to about 3 cents. So it was very close. As you can see, we also got below the 0.786 extension, and even then, after all of that, we managed to actually recover, and we were about to go in a third wave move to the upside. And I think we would have gone a bit more, let's just say, we would have gone to higher highs at the end of the bull cycle, but we got the pandemic, and this 1-2 setup that we formed right here invalidated everything, and we had to pretty much restart it. And then we somehow managed to actually recover from that. So and why am I talking about this? Well, right now we pretty much have the exact same thing. So here we went up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, and by the way, in this cycle, we did it after we hit a bear market low, just like we did in the previous cycle as well, if you ignore the pandemic drop right here. So after the bear market low, we formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup to form a first wave move to the upside. And then we went down in the second wave move. And this second wave move, this took a very long time. I'm going to talk about this very soon, but the second wave move down took about, let's say, 200 days. And of course, everyone at that time was very bored, and everyone was pretty much saying that Cardano is dead. It went from about $1.40 to not even 10 cents. It went to like 3 cents. So at that time, yeah, you could say that it was pretty much dead. But what happened after that? Well, we got a bounce, and then we got rejected. And then after that, we still pumped like crazy, even though Cardano was dead right here. And what is everyone saying about Cardano right now? Well, they're pretty much calling it a dead coin because we are also in a second wave move down right here. So this right here, these 5 waves were the first wave move up. And yeah, Cardano is dead again, just like it was right here. But is it really dead? Or are we going to repeat what happened over here? Because if you look at the bull market support band, as you can see here, we had a cross. I talked about this earlier, and the green line went above the red line. So if we go in this cycle, as you can see, we had a cross recently, and what did the price do after the cross? It went down just like it did in the previous cycle. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. But if we are going to repeat what happened in the previous cycle, then I think we'll get another low in the second wave move down, and I think we'll get very close to the invalidation zone of 22 cents. I think we'll get to like 25 cents and everyone will freak out, and everyone will call Cardano dead. And when everyone believes it's dead, that's when it will start pumping. Also, I talked about the fact that the second wave move down in the previous cycle took about 200 days. Let's see how long this second wave took. As you can see, we have been in this second wave move down for about 173 days. And you know what's funny? If we want to repeat what happened here, we would have to go down, well, not down, but we would have to continue the second wave for another month. And if we add 30 more days to this, that puts us in October of 2024. And why is that important? Well, if you watched my previous videos, I have pretty much said that Cardano might do absolutely nothing in September because usually September is not a good month for Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin will continue going sideways, and when Bitcoin goes sideways, that's when Bitcoin dominance goes up. I mean, it has been going up for the past almost 2 years. And I believe we are very close to topping on the Bitcoin dominance chart. And I believe we will top by October. And what does that mean? Well, if we are about to top in September, and if Bitcoin dominance will go to like 60% this month, what does that mean for the altcoins? Well, they will most likely bleed against Bitcoin. And right now, Cardano is bleeding against Bitcoin, just like it was doing right over here. Let's actually check out what the Bitcoin dominance was doing when the Cardano chart was going down. So this correction started in June of 2019 and it ended, let's say, in January of 2020. Let's see where the Bitcoin dominance was back then. So this is where the Bitcoin dominance was. And as you can see, at that time, in the beginning of the second wave, Bitcoin dominance was going down. But then it went up and we put in a new all-time high, for that cycle. And then after that, we had the altcoin season. So after the 1-2 setup that we got on the ADA chart, at first Bitcoin dominance went down, but then when ADA was close to bottoming in the second wave move down, it touched a new all-time high. And of course, I'm not only talking about ADA here. Many other altcoins were close to being dead, And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin dominance stopped, and that's when we got the altcoin season. And I believe that what happened in the previous cycle and what's happening in this cycle looks very, very similar. And I don't know if we will repeat what happened over here, but if we are repeating what happened over there, then I think there's a lot of potential for Cardano to finally go in the third wave move to the upside right here. Now, do not forget, we cannot really afford to invalidate the first wave move to the upside right here, and the invalidation zone is at 22 cents. However, if we do invalidate the structure, can Cardano be considered a dead coin after that? Well, we also invalidated the first wave move to the upside right here, and then we somehow managed to actually recover. So I don't know what will happen if we invalidate this structure. I cannot predict the future, and I have no idea if we will repeat exactly what happened over here. But if we are repeating what happened over here, it will make a lot of sense because, like I said, September is usually not a good month for Bitcoin, and if that's the case, then Cardano will most likely continue bleeding against it, and Bitcoin dominance will top, and then we'll get the third wave move to the upside that everyone has been waiting for. Now, of course, I will talk about the macro count and the other wave counts in other videos. I don't want to focus on that right now, but Cardano is still looking good right now. It's holding support levels and it's below the 0.786 extension just like it was in the previous cycle. So, keep that in mind. And that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out our Patreon and our YouTube memberships. And make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.